Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudiraye. Before reciting Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narnarayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Nashtuprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance in the classes on Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and by rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Namaha Pankajanabhaya Namaha Pankajamaline Namaha Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangriye Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. We are reading Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 7. Lord Shiva saves the universe by drinking poison. So now we have come to a very, very important verse, and it's also a memory verse for those who like to memorize. Text number 44. So we were discussing that how Lord Shiva has taken permission, and Mata Parvati has granted the permission because of this noble act of and compassionate act of Lord Shiva for for saving the whole world. So let's read this verse, and has a detailed purport as well. Tapyante lokatapena sadhava prayasho janaha paramaradhanam tadhi purushasya khilatmanaha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. It is said that great personalities almost always accept voluntary suffering because of the suffering of the people in general. This is considered the highest method of worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is present in everyone's heart. Hare Krishna. Purport. Here is an explanation of how those engaged in activities for the welfare of others are very quickly recognized by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita 18.68 and 69, Yaidam paramam guyam madbhakteshva abhidhasyati nacha tasman manusheshu kaschin me priya krittamaha. One who preaches the message of Bhagavad Gita to my devotees is most dear to me. No one can excel him in satisfying me by worship. There are different kinds of welfare activities in the material world, but the supreme welfare activity is spreading Krishna consciousness. Other welfare activities cannot be effective, for the laws of nature and the results of karma cannot be checked. Very important. The laws of nature and the results of karma cannot be checked. It is by destiny for the laws of karma that one must suffer or enjoy. For instance, if one is given a court order, he must accept it, whether it brings suffering or profit. Similarly, everyone is under obligations to karma and its reactions. No one can change this. Therefore, the Shastra says, Tasyeva heto prayate kovido na labhyate yad brahmatam upari adha. So maybe I'll pause here. This is from Bhagavatam 1:5-18.
One should endeavor for that which is never obtained by wandering up and down the universe as a result of the reactions of karma. What is that? One should endeavor to become Krishna conscious. If one tries to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world, he should be understood to be performing the best welfare activity. The Lord is automatically very pleased with him. If the Lord is pleased with him, what is left for him to achieve? If one has been recognized by the Lord, even if he does not ask the Lord for anything, the Lord, who is within everyone, supplies him whatever he wants. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Again, as stated here, tapyante lokatapena sadhva prayasho jana. The best welfare activity is raising people to the platform of Krishna consciousness since the conditioned souls are suffering only for want of Krishna consciousness. The Lord Himself also comes to mitigate the suffering of humanity. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanamam adharmasya tadatmanam shrujamyaham परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्मसंस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharat, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion. I myself appear millennium after millennium. Bhagavatam 4.7 to 8. Sorry, Bhagavad Gita 4.7 to 8. All the Shastras conclude, therefore, that spreading the Krishna consciousness movement is the best welfare activity in the world. Because of the ultimate benefit this bestows upon people in general, the Lord very quickly recognizes such service performed by a devotee.
Hare Krishna. It's a really very, very amazing verse and a memory verse also. Tapyante lokatapena. See, every lokatap means everyone is suffering because of the tapa, the threefold, the fever of material world. But tapyanti, tapasya means what? Tapasya means to voluntarily take pain, to undergo austerity for a higher cause. That's tapasya. Tapasya does not mean to, uh, you know, to do something which anyways we were doing. For example, if someone never ate non-vegetarian food, and in ISKCON we say, okay, don't take non-vegetarian food. So someone is not eating. Is it tapasya? No, it's not tapasya because it's so kind of natural for that person. So tapasya is it good for Krishna consciousness and to voluntarily take that pain. Like how Mata Yashoda took that pain to serve Krishna, running after Krishna. And sadhava prayasho janaha. So those people, it is said param aradhanam. Param aradhanam. The topmost aradhana is to help others. Jivadaya. Now, what does real help mean? Does real help mean to distribute money, to distribute blankets, or to distribute, you know, just any so-called food? Because a lot of people distributing meat to hungry people, right? You may all be aware, or eggs. So first, we need to understand what is the real welfare. The real welfare is to share Krishna consciousness, because this treats the problem from root cause. We cannot control others' suffering or joy because can we change their karma? No, we can't change. But if we share Krishna consciousness, Bhagavad Gita says that Purva Janma Kritani Chad, even the sins committed in the past life, one will be cleared. So in short, sharing Krishna consciousness, distributing transcendental literature, distributing Krishna prasadam, distributing the holy name, connecting the others to Krishna consciousness, that is the topmost welfare activity. There is no more other philanthropic act even close to that. Because that solves the problem from the root cause. See, is poverty the real problem? No. Some people don't have food. Is that the real problem? Some people don't have maybe clothes. Is that the real problem? The real problem is basically lack of Krishna consciousness. If everyone is, there is enough food in this world. It's not that there is less food or less money or less jobs or less anything. It's because that 90% of the income is with 10% of the people, right? Or 90% of the resources. So the problem is lust, greed, envy, pride, illusion. These are the real problems. If everyone understands this Vasudeva Kutumbakam, then there will be no more problems. If everyone understands I am a child of God, there will be no more fighting. Look at the amount of budget spent on defense. It's the in every nation is the biggest budget. Millions and billions of dollars are spent. Why? Insecurity, fighting, I am better, this is better. So much time, energy, resources spent on so many things which are like meat industry. We all know that how from an environmental perspective is so unhealthy. I mean, you take any problem, the root cause will come out to be that lack of Krishna consciousness. Like ask those questions. Why? Okay, why is there is hunger? Then again go, why? Because the distribution of food is not proper. Why? Because some people who are rich, they want to keep growing and growing and growing, so the poor get poor and the rich get richer. Now why is that tendency? Because of lust and greed. Now why is lust and greed? Because people don't know who I am, what's my true identity. This money which I may accumulate in this lifetime, even if it is millions or billions of dollars, it will not go with me. So basically, and take any problem, and this is, I'm in this profession, so I do all these like quality analysis, root cause, problem finding, and corrective actions and stuff like that in my quality and department. So there is a tool called 5 why analysis. So ask the why, because the problem is often buried deeper. And the root cause of all the problems is lack of Krishna consciousness. So if we share Krishna consciousness as far as possible, then all the problems will be solved. Right? Anyone has any additions, comments? So we must take some voluntarily tapasya, some austerity to help others. It could be through sharing prasadam or sponsoring Bhagavad Gita, or sponsoring those who are doing this. Like, we may not be able to offer prasadam to thousands of people, but we know, like, for example, ISKCON centers, most ISKCON centers do that. So we can help their cow protection. We can help there. We can help distribute Bhagavad Gitas. We can help distribute the holy name. So many things we can do to help in this mission. Voluntarily take, and that is very, very Twaram Aradhana. Any other comments? Any additions, questions? Okay, so who has not read the last 2 verses of this chapter? We can read. Please raise your hand if you would like to read. Ramohan Prabhu, please, today is very, very special. Our dear Ramohan Prabhu's happy birthday. So very, very happy Krishna conscious birthday to you, Prabhu. You are our hero. You are our fatherly personality for all of us. And we feel so blessed to be under your care. And may Lord Krishna give you unalloyed prem and your life becomes successful in this lifetime and you go back home, back to Godhead after you complete your journey in this body.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I'm very fortunate to be in the association of such exalted devotees. Greatly appreciate. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji shared a couple of examples of his book distribution, Prabhuji. I'm so grateful for Prabhuji. And even I'm young, but Prabhuji is not at all, like shy or anything. He went out of the way and he shared books with, who are in deep trouble. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that's what we are reading about. That's the topmost, taking austerity, doing austerity for understanding so much they are suffering, so much the world is going through. Everyone is going through a lot of suffering these days, either emotional, relationship, financial, job, health, and loss of dear one, or so many things. So this is really, everyone is looking for this. So this is, and that's why it is topmost aradhana, to help others. Jivadaya is a fundamental principle of Vaishnavism. Yes, Prabhu, let's read. Do you want to share? Yeah. Till I am not able to recollect it.
But they wanted to kill me.
Oh, yes. Actually, my wife was reading this in the Lila Amrit today, that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada, said that, he knew that people want to kill him. So basically, one bad so-called guru or sadhus, a group of sadhus gave 25,000 rupees, and that to like 70 years back, approximately 60, 70 years back. 25,000 rupees was like a lot of, much bigger amount, to the police, that we want to kill, you just don't take any action. Yeah, we want to kill Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur because he is uprooting all our, ideas, because he was spreading true Vaishnavism. Apasiddhanta Dhvanta Harini. That's in the Pranam mantra. So, but the police was also 70 years back quite noble. They said that, well, we do take bribes, but we don't take bribes for sadhus. So we can't help you in this matter. So the police told Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur that these people came to us with this proposal. So we just want to warn you to be cautious. I mean, look at our dear Prabhupada. So many attempts were made to kill him. Look at Ramanujacharya. Attempts were made to feed poison to him on the name of Charnamrita. So many, all great souls. Look at Prahlad Maharaj. No way unturned to kill him. But their compassionate nature, their karuna does not reduce. So, Raman Prabhu, you are also very, very following in the footsteps of those great souls, and certainly you are very, very dear to the Lord. Please read, Prabhuji.
You can read from here. Yeah. Chapter. Yeah, I can read.
Nisamya karma tar chambur deva devasya madhusha raja dakshyani brahma vaikuntascha shash samesare. Translation is Divine Grace. Upon hearing of this act, everyone, including Bhavani, the daughter of Maharaj Daksha, Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and the people in general, very highly praised the deed performed by Lord Shiva, who is worshipped by the demigods and who bestows benedictions upon the people. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Very nice. So this is no ordinary act to drink poison for the sake of others. What did Lord Shiva get in return? Did he get something in return? What did he get? Did he get something? What did he get? Any answers? Did he get something?
Krishna's mercy.
Krishna's mercy. Okay. Anyone else?
Parasukha Sukhi. Like Para Sukha Sukhi, because after drinking poison, all the demigods, demons are happy, right? Because of poison they were fearing, they scared a lot. So all living entities are happy, then Lord Shiva also happy.
Okay. Nice. Anyone else?
Prabhuji, in previous translation, that's where he says that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is pleased when we do something for others. And when he is pleased, I'm also pleased. Shivaji used to say that. So he should be happy since Lord is happy.
Yes, that's the topmost thing. That's the topmost thing, and that's because unable to see their pain. How can we discuss the example of the person about to get hit with a truck. How can only a hard-hearted, cruel, selfish person would allow that to happen, right? So great souls try to help others by sharing Krishna consciousness. That makes them dear in the eyes of Guru and Krishna. Ultimately, it does not matter what our office manager will think about us. Today, he or she may say good words and tomorrow they may fire us, right? It happens. That's material world dualities. That does not matter what our neighbors or so-called friends or so-called people say. What really matters is what Shri Guru and Shri Krishna think about us. That should be our. Will Guru and Krishna be proud of us, of my intentions, of my actions, of my thoughts, my words, my deeds? Some of the family members may not agree to what I may do. Some of my neighbors may not agree to what I do. Some of the so-called society members may not agree. We don't have to please anyone, or we don't have to please everyone in this world. We can't please everyone in this world. But if we become dear in the eyes of Guru and Krishna, then life is successful. You all agree with that? Prabir Prabhu, what do you think? Okay, Khushi, you want to read last verse? I see your hand is raised up for 10 minutes. It must be paining.
Yes, Prabhuji. Praskanam pebata paner yad kinchid jagrusmatat vrishikahi visasadhyo dandasukascha ye appare. Translation. Scorpions, cobras, poisonous drugs, and other animals whose bites are poisonous took the opportunity to drink whatever little poison had fallen and scattered from Lord Shiva's hand while he was drinking. Wow. Mosquitoes, jackals, dogs, and other varieties of dandashuka, or animals whose bites are poisonous, drank the poison of the Samudra Mantana. The churned ocean, since it was available after it fell from the palms of Lord Shiva.
Explain.
Haribol, thank you. Thank you so much. So quite straightforward that all these animals which have venom or poison um, in their bites, what's the root cause? Now we come to the root cause of this. See, sometimes children are inquisitive, right? Why do some animals have poison, some don't? So see how we can explain even these things in a very, very spiritual. The whole Samudra Manthan story can be explained. Why do these waves come? Because Lord Kurma happened and then he slept, and then when he was sleeping, he was deep breathing and these waves are coming. Why is the sky blue? We can relate to Krishna. And we will see, oh, where is the moon coming from? We can explain what we will read. See, that's how, in a very fun and engaging and wonderful environment, we can share Krishna consciousness to make it blissful, to make it enlightening, to make it enlivening and joyful process. Any comments, questions anyone has so far? Yeah, all clear. Okay, so let's do a quick summary of this wonderful chapter. We will do a quick short summary and then we can take some reflections. And let me see, how is tomorrow's 6, 7. Okay, let's start with a quick review or recap of this chapter. So the chapter is entitled Lord Shiva Saves the Universe by Drinking the Poison. And so if you remember, in the last chapter, what happened, basically the demigods and demons were trying to churn the mountain, but they couldn't even carry it properly. So what happened, that they were so tired and exhausted, and Lord Ajita came on Garuda to help them. So, and Garuda carried both the demons and the demigods along with the Mount Mandara mountain. So imagine the strength of Garuda. And it's also mentioned that he picked from the one hand. Can you imagine that? Which both the demigods and demons couldn't pick together, and he just picked with one hand, like a child picks a small ball. And then finally what happens? Then Garuda goes, his service is done, Vasuki comes. So now Lord Vishnu has taken his multiple roles in here. So he expands as Kurma avatar, because the mountain is, they begin the churning, and Vasuki is the snake, that's like the churning rod. And first the demons protested, hey, why should we be on the side of the tail? We want to be the head. We want to get the main, we want to get the lead role. So the demons opposed the order of the Lord. The demigods agreed, okay, and then the sides were basically switched. They didn't want to take the demons didn't want to take the tail side. And then Lord smiled and gave the head side to them. Because mountain was so heavy, the golden mountain, it started to sink. And then what happened? Then the Lord appeared as Kurma avatar. 800,000 miles, like an island. 8 lakh miles, 800,000 miles. Very, very long. 100,000 yojanas. And then he gave suitable empowerment. The demons in the mode of goodness. The demigods in the mode of goodness, demon in the passion, and then the Vasuki in the ignorance, basically putting him to sleep because surgery is going to happen, like giving him anesthesia. His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj explains this point very nicely, because, and of course he gave him energy as well, because Just imagine the size of Vasuki also. 800,000 miles is just Kurma, and he is wrapped around a couple of times around him, right? And then he's all the demigods are on one side of him, and all the demons are on the other side. So even if we have to do a guesstimate, he must be at least 10 times or 20 times the Kurma size, right? So just think about the size. He must be at least 8 million miles. If we do that, the 10th factor, 8 million miles. So he gave suitable empowerment, and then the mountain started to go up, and then Lord expanded as Sahasrabahu with 1,000 armed form sat on the lotus up. And then what happened with the great effort, he also started to help in the churning process. And as a result, the fire came from the thousands of hoods and the nose and the ears of Vasuki, and it basically burned the bodies of the demons. It turned their bodies black because of the smoke, the fire, the fumes. This is the problem of not accepting the order of the Lord, thinking that I know better. That's the quality of demons. I know better. I don't want to understand, to accept the orders, instructions of Guru Sadhu Shastra. I know what is right for me. But Arjuna or demigods, they say, I don't know what is right for me. You tell what's right for me. Karishyasi vachanam tvai. I'm your subordinate. I'm your shell. I'm your student. So finally, um, the the fumes were so high that even they could spread on the other side also, all across 800,000 miles. But the Lord showered rain on the side of the demigods. So basically showing that the Lord helps his devotees who hear him, who try to follow his instructions. So their journey of churning was not as difficult as the demons. It's a very important lesson. And finally came halahal poison, and then they all means the demigods approach Lord Shiva, and we discussed they offered a lot of prayers from text number 21 to 35. They're offering him a lot of prayers, which we discussed, basically offering to Sadashiva, the form of the Lord in touch with the material world, who is basically the creator of the material world, the father, and Bhavani being the mother. So a lot of prayers are mentioned, comparison with the universal form is mentioned, and how he is the protector is mentioned, how he did multiple pastime like killing of Tripura, the Tripura city, destroying that, killing the Maya Danava, drinking the halahal poison, and so many pastimes, Lord Shiva. We discussed some other prayers also for Lord Shiva. And then finally, we come to today's reading where we discuss that how very important lesson for Grihastha aspect, that how he offered so much respect to Mata Parvati, how he was very kind, how he took her permission before doing this great act for the welfare of others, his compassionate nature, what is Parama Aradhana, and he couldn't see the suffering of others, and as a result he drank this poison to save the world. He integrated this into this palm and drank it, and few drops fell and the poisonous creatures came into being from that point. So that's a short summary with wonderful lessons in this chapter. So at this point, if anyone has any comments, questions, additions, thoughts, please feel free to share.
Hey Krishna Prabhuji, Tanmat Pranam. Uh, it was very wonderful, especially the temples of Vrindavan. Their darshan was beautiful, and the verse you taught us was also wonderful. The importance of Lord Shiva in Vrindavan I never knew that before. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Who all learned that verse? Raise your hand if you learned. Okay, at least one person learned. Yes, Mataji, please tell for everyone's purification.
Ji. Śrīmad-Gopeshwaram Bande Shankaram Karunamayam Sarvakleshaharam Devam Vrindaranya Pratam. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful, wonderful. Very, very easy and nice, simple words. See, we all have to, try to learn simple verses only. There are so many simple words. I mean, all the words you would have heard, I'm sure. Srimad, Gopishwaram Vande, right? Shankaram is the name of Lord Shiva. Shankaram, Karunamayam, the ocean of mercy. Then, what does he does? Sarva Kleshaharam. He steals the anxiety, the problems, and gives something in return. Vrindaranya. Vrindaranya, same as Vrindavan. Aranya means forest. So he gives rati, he gives attachment to Vrindavan. Pradami. Very nice. Any other comments, questions? Who will try to learn this verse? Simple and sweet. Very nice, right? I see a few devotees raised their hand. That's awesome. Anyone else wants to share any comments, questions on this chapter? Any additions, reflections, thoughts, corrections?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So yeah, I think we can see that if we depend on Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, he will be on your side always. So always we just need to depend on him, and he will give us the strength. So we should not ask him, to take away the miseries or anything like that, but we should ask him to give us strong shoulders so that we can withstand. And he personally can come and, he may not be visible to us like how the demigods, but he will be with you. And, he'll be personally coming, helping with Garuda or, whatever, Vasuki, or, Kurma, Sahasrabahu, he has so many incarnations. He can come and help us. Only thing is we need to have the faith. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you. That's an amazing point. That the Lord is always there to protect his devotees. Very nice point. Thank you. You just have to have faith in his words. Name bhakta pranashyati. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'd like to. So I think in this particular chapter, I learned more about Lord Shiva, how he is uh, like an incarnation of Vishnu. They are the same, but they're different. And, like the milk and yogurt analogy, but this actually explains, I think, more in depth. It gives a more clear understanding of the relationship between Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva. So for me, at least, that was more revealing. So I found that useful. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. It's very nice. It's very nice. Okay, so we have 5 minutes, and I think the plan for Saturday is that Her Grace Narayani Mataji is going to speak on 8.8. That is, so that means it would be very nice and systematic if we can cover the 7 verses tomorrow, even if it takes a little extra. So what that means, we can read the summary now in the 5 minutes, and we will read the 7 verses tomorrow, and 8.8 will be covered on Saturday. Is that okay? So maybe Prabir Prabhu, or who? I think Sudhir Prabhu, you unmuted. You want? So one devotee. Yeah.
Yeah, I can read Prabhuji, but if anybody would like to read, that's okay. I said yes, Prabhuji. So
Okay, you said yes. Okay, so you agree with the proposal. Who has not got chance to read this week at all?
I didn't read this week.
You didn't read? Okay, then Please read the summary for chapter 8.
Okay. Chapter 8, the churning of the milk ocean. This chapter describes how the goddess of fortune appeared during the churning of the ocean of milk and how she accepted Lord Vishnu as her husband. As described later in the chapter, when Davantari appeared with a pot of nectar, the demons immediately snatched it from him. But Lord Vishnu appeared as the incarnation Mohini, the most beautiful woman in the world, just to captivate the demons and save the nectar for the demigods. After Lord Shiva drank all the poison, both the demigods and demons took. Can you scroll up, please? After Lord Shiva drank all the poison, both the demigods and demons took courage and resumed their activities of churning. Because of the churning, first a Surabhi cow was produced. Great saintly persons accepted this cow to derive clarified butter from its milk and offer this clarified butter in oblations for great sacrifices. Thereafter, a horse named Uchishrava was generated. This horse was taken by Bali Maharaja. Then there appeared Airavata and other elephants that could go anywhere in any direction, and she-elephants also appeared. The gem known as Kastuba was also generated, and Lord Vishnu took the gem and placed it on his chest. Thereafter, a Parijata flower and the Apsaras, the most beautiful women in the universe, were generated. Then the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, appeared. The demigods, great sages, Gandharvas, and others offered her their respectful worship. The goddess of fortune could not find anyone to accept as a husband. At last, she selected Lord Vishnu to be her master. Lord Vishnu gave her a place to stay everlastingly at his chest. Because of this combination of Lakshmi and Narayana, all who were present, including the demigods and people in general, were very pleased. The demons, however, being neglected by the goddess of fortune, were very depressed. Then Varuni, the goddess of drinking, was generated, and by the order of Lord Vishnu, the demons accepted her. Then the demons and the demigods with renewed energy began to churn again. This time a partial incarnation of Lord Vishnu called Dhamantari appeared. He was very beautiful and he carried a jug containing nectar. The demons immediately snatched the jug from Dhamantari's hand and began to run away. And the demigods, being very morose, took shelter of Vishnu. After the demons snatched the jug from Dhanvantari, they began to fight among themselves. Lord Vishnu solaced the demigods, who therefore did not fight, but remained silent. While the fighting was going on among the demons, the Lord himself appeared as incarnation Mohini, the most beautiful woman in the universe. Hare Krishna. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for reading the summary. So we will see a lot of wonderful things will come from this churning. The poison has been taken by Lord Shiva. We will see the different personalities as we read this chapter starting tomorrow. And tomorrow is the day of Mokshta Ekadashi, the advent of Bhagavad Gita. So all of you know the program. If you are joining the Tampa program, which everyone is open and welcome to, 9:30 we'll start the Kirtan. We'll have some shloka recitation by some devotees and kids. And then 10:30 we'll start the fire sacrifice. And then around maybe 11:45-ish, we will start the quiz. So that's the plan. So please join and try to participate as much as possible. We are going to chant 140 verses, the most important 140 verses of Bhagavad Gita, and also offer the oblations in the fire. So you can also join in. virtually by Zoom. The link and everything will be posted. Okay, and also on Saturday, Grace Narayani Mataji will give class on 8.8. So we will cover till 8.7 tomorrow in the night time. Granthra Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Samavita Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.